My name is Ash and I'm the owner of Magic Touch Botanica, and welcome to October 2021 Pick a Card. So the first portion of this, I'm going to talk about the things that are happening astrologically this month, and then we're going to go into the pick a card. So if you're new here, again, I'm Ash, the owner of Magic Touch Botanica. Magic Touch Botanica is a space that I created where I get to offer classes, I have a Patreon, and make cool videos like this and give you some information that can help you in your everyday life, whether that's cleansing, protecting yourself energetically, and also healing. So let's jump right in. Whew. So if you're not new here, normally when I make my videos, I do the intro first and then I go into the picker cards. But today I decided that I wanted to do the picker cards first because normally I'll set an intention in the beginning, but Spirit wants to do what Spirit wants to do. And then like the readings end up being something completely different than what I said in the beginning. So instead, I did the readings first, felt the vibes, and now I know what the picker cards are going to be about. It also gave me a good idea too of what collectively is going on. So first, let's go into these transits. Right now, Mercury is in retrograde, which we already know is a wild time. But also, this is just a time of reflection. And I've been saying this for months. Hella planets are in retrograde. So like Saturn and Jupiter, they're in retrograde. I think I did a pick a card already for that. So if you're interested in seeing intuitively what may be coming up for you under those two transits, go watch that pick a card. But yeah, Mercury's in retrograde. I also did Mercury retrograde, like quick little intuitive messages on my Instagram. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. So to start off the month of October, this is really a slow time. Like, honestly, this is not a time for you to jump into anything new. This is not a time for you to really do anything new. Take it slow, chill out, and roll with the punches. Don't try to force anything, especially the first 2 weeks of October. Really just chill. So the first thing that's going to happen is the new moon in Libra, which is happening on Wednesday. I am hosting a new moon manifestation circle where basically we're all going to come together as a collective and we're going to uplift each other's manifestations and just hold space for that. The way that manifestations, the way that I see it, is that it's really not about what you want. Jay busted into the room to ask me a question. I'm so annoyed. I feel like that's some Mercury and Libra shit because normally he does not bust in here at all. He knows like if I'm recording a video, like he'll just give me a time or whatever. Like he'll just wait till I get out. Where was I? New moon in Libra. I'm hosting a manifesting circle on Wednesday. And really the way that I see manifesting, at least for me, is not about me getting the exact thing I'm asking for, but it's about me just envisioning more. And me having the ability to envision more allows that thing that I'm envisioning being a possibility. But I also leave room for Spirit to, give me the opportunities that I'm meant to have and to use me as a server for this universe. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds kind of weird. But I mean, like, if I'm over here manifesting to be an actor and I'm not meant to be an actor, then it's just not going to happen. And I'm okay with that. So I'm not holding on to it. But just the ability that I see myself doing something artistically is what matters. And that's kind of the intention of the manifesting circle that's happening on Wednesday. It's just about allowing space for you to dream. And that in itself is not only radical, powerful, but also healing, because so much of adulthood is taking away our abilities to dream, to think more, and to envision a new world for us all. Especially, I'm a person of color. The systems that do not want me to see more for myself, want me trapped within this machine, right? Where I just work a job just to make money, where I don't get to live purposely, I don't get to live intentionally, and I don't get to cultivate a life full of joy. And I get to do that. I deserve that. And I think you deserve that too. And so when we sit together and we're thinking of our joy and our dreams, it's not about that it's not about us forcing that reality onto ourselves, but it's the magic that comes from being able to sit and imagine when A lot of times we don't get the space to do that. So that's what the manifesting circle is about, giving you that space to imagine and to like sit in that energy, but also for all of us collectively to uplift each other's dream, because it takes all of us for all of our dreams to come true. I know, so cheesy. So the next transit that I want to focus on is Saturn and Jupiter going direct. So Saturn's going direct in Aquarius on October 10th, and Jupiter is going direct in Aquarius on October 17th. And I'm hella hyped for that because, one, my Saturn's in Aquarius. I'm in my Saturn return right now. So as you can see, there's been a lot of lessons coming through. But also, it just means that all the reflecting we've been doing, now it's time to finally put it into action. So Saturn having to do with our routines, our structure, our foundation. Finally, us reflecting on all of that, now it's putting it into action. Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It's the planet of abundance and expansion and growth. And now that going into direct, it's that growth going outwards. I said a few months ago that both of them being in Aquarius is making me also think about social change, right? And us truly embodying our authentic selves. And society being pushed to do things differently. Which brings me, well, before I say any of that, which then right after the 17th, Mercury goes direct. We still have a shadow period, so it does not mean that like all of a sudden everything will be great. For some people experience more mayhem during the shadow period, which is lasting till November 5th, but things will start to speed up a little bit more. So just know that the first half of the month, really like the first 3 weeks of the month, may feel a little rocky, but then after that, everything's finally gonna start moving forward. There was something else. How did I miss this? I'm looking at my notes. Pluto goes direct in Capricorn October 6th, which was today, October 3rd, which I'm like, knowing that Pluto, the United States Pluto is in Capricorn in the second house. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if there's going to be some money issues coming up, but also that like, I feel like for the United States economy, there's been a lot of revising and reflecting probably with money. And now on October 6th, there's going to be new things coming from that reflection. That's what I'm hoping for. And hopefully it's in a positive way. But definitely I'm looking out for that and what's going to come out in the news on October 6th, because that's a very important placement for the United States. So where was I? Mercury goes direct Mercury goes direct October 19th, and then the full moon in Aries is happening October 20th. I don't really have something planned out for it yet. As you can see, Libra, Mercury, I'm taking it slow. Like, I'm really not trying to force anything. I also have exciting projects that I'm working on, and partnerships that I'm doing. I have a lot going on. So I love my Patreon members because they're always really patient with me and they still show up all the time. But I don't yet know what I'm going to do for the full moon in Aries. So just look out for that. Most likely it's going to be a class. You can either join the Patreon and be able to get the class and all the other previous classes for only $10 a month, or you can wait for the recording to come out and be available on my shop for $25. It depends on how long it is. Again, I don't know what the topic is going to be. But right now, if you're looking to do a workshop that's available, I have the shadow work workshop that I hosted for my Patreon members. I'm available on my shop for only $25. And I'm telling you, like, it is one of the workshops that I'm most proud of because I really break it down in a way that I wish it was broken down for me. And it just helped guide me in just feeling way more confident and having way more self-love for myself. So look into that if you're interested. I'm not forcing you, no pressure. So, the other thing I want to say too is that right now, My shop is open and I have new items that I added to it. So the glow up spray has been selling out. I only have 4 left, and the glow up spray is meant to invite this energy of abundance into your life, uplift a space. I always use it when I'm feeling down. I love the smell of it. And yeah, I only have 4 left. So if you're interested in that, I would cop it right now before it sells out. And then I also have a mini La Limpia spray, and this is an energetic cleanse spray, and it's really perfect for the fall and winter, which is why I originally was part of a package, but then I was like, packages are too much. And people were just saying that they would like to purchase specific items from it. So I was just like, okay, fine. I'm just going to put the specific items and people can purchase it one at a time. But this is a really good spray to have on you. It is small, so you can put it in your bag or you can have it on your desk in the office. It smells really pine and like minty. So it's wintry fall vibes. And I use this all the time. I have my own that's not labeled. And look, it's like practically done. So, and this has black tourmaline in it. Really good for cleansing, really good for protection. I used to have a cleansing spray of my own that I had when I was working in the office, and I would literally spray that shit every morning and every night when I left. So this is a good thing to have, especially if you work in a really stressful environment. It really helped ground me like all the time. I worked in sales and that shit was hard, and people have funky ass energy. So look out for that. And then you're going to see the crystals that I'm going to use for this pick a card. Those crystals are available in my shop as well. And then the last thing I want to say is that this week I'm going to restock on my candles, and that will be the last restock for the year. Again, I'm working on a lot of stuff, so I don't really want to focus too much on selling the candles, but I know a lot of people have been asking me for them, so I'm restocking them. So if you're into my candles, like, this will be the great time for you to stock up, especially like before Christmas if you're trying to get some candles for people. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to giving you your message. I mean, I already did it. And the collective message that I heard across all 3 piles was that this month is about believing in yourself. And this month is about setting boundaries. And this month is about, as always, offering yourself a little more grace. So, sending you love. Thank you for watching this. And if you want to see more videos, be up to date with them, please subscribe. The subscribe button is below. And if the message resonates, please like, comment, and I will see you in a few. Bye. Hello, welcome to the pick a pile portion of this video. So for your piles are being represented by these crystals and stones. These crystals and stones are currently available at the shop. The first stone we have is amethyst, and amethyst is a really good stone for healing, protection, and just good vibes. Honestly, like, I use amethyst whenever I have funky ass vibes, whenever I'm not feeling too great. And it has helped me really connect. You can use these stones to meditate, to wear, to put in your bra, to put in your pocket, to put in your purse, whatever it is that you need in order for you to get that energetic boost that you're looking for. So that's amethyst, and that's going to be pile 1. Then for pile 2, I have the Selenite wand, and this Selenite wand is also available at the shop. This is A, by the way, and the amethyst was A2. And selenite is really good for cleansing, especially when you get it in a wand way. What I do is that I use it to energetically cleanse my aura. I hold on to it to meditate in order to absorb any funky energy that I got going on. You can also use this to cleanse your crystals and stones as well. And like I said, this is available at the shop. And this is going to be pile 2. And then pile 3, I have black tourmaline. And if you know me, you know I love me some black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is really good at absorbing negative energy, really good at protecting you. This is available at the shop as well, and it is letter F. So if you feel connected to this stone, you can go check it out at the store. Now I'm going to give you about a minute to meditate and see which crystal you feel the most pull towards. Hey, Pal One. So I'm doing it different this time, obviously, because you're seeing my face instead of seeing the cards. I'm just trying something new. And I'm also recording this before I even do my intro because normally what ends up happening is that I'll do my intro and I'll be like, yeah, for this month, we're going to look at the general reading, whatever. And then I get to the piles and Spirit wants to talk about something else. So I was like, let me just record and then I'll do my intro based on what came up during the reading. So before I even started recording, I did pull some cards. I rolled dice that I have, and then I just channeled and wrote down like whatever came through. And the first thing that I was hearing was the song "One in a Million" by Aaliyah. And then I wrote down self love, self worth. And then when I rolled my dice, so I have these like wooden dice that I'm using now to kind of like correspond with houses astrologically, because if you've been following me, you know that I'm getting into astrology. I've been getting into astrology, and now I'm just like solidifying the information that I've gained and the studying that I've done. So, y'all got fourth house. So that means that this month I feel like there's definitely going to be fourth house themes. And fourth house themes are the home, the family, pets. And even as I like wrote that down, I heard stabilizing the home. Also, the fourth house is associated with Cancer. So I don't know if you have any major Cancer placements. I would look at that in your birth chart, see where Cancer is, see what's in your fourth house, see what might be coming up this month relating to that if you're into astrology. So now your cards, this is your general reading. You got the Emperor, you got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and you got the King of Pentacles. And the thing that I heard was you need to believe in yourself. Like, it is your belief, it is your disbelief and your ability and your capability to do what it is that you want to do that's stopping you from getting the abundance that you're looking for. So the Emperor is all about stability, all about structure. And since the fourth house came up, this month is definitely going to be about like how can I stabilize my home? How can I stabilize my income long term? Because the Emperor is not just thinking about right now, but is thinking about long term. So that's going to be a major theme for you, Pal One. And then the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune, whether upright or in reverse, is still kind of having that same energy of fortune and luck, but it's blocked. And I definitely feel like the blockage for you is that self-worth, that like you're not believing that you're one in a million. You know, like the song, your love is one in a million. Like you're not believing that you're one in a million, that you are that special, and that you have something important to share with the world or something to do. You're just not believing in yourself. Whether that's, you know, life purpose. I don't believe everybody's life purpose is to like do some grand big thing. I think that if you want to enjoy life, that is enough. But I definitely feel like even if you're happy in your job right now, but you want to make more money, I feel like there is a lack of belief there that's blocking you from getting that promotion, from getting that raise. I think that the more confidence you start feeling and the skills you offer to the job, the skills that you do have, the studying that you've done, anything, like the more belief and confidence you have, the more this King of Pentacles energy is going to come through, because the King of Pentacles knows how to work their money. And that's how I feel for you. Like, you know, if you're worrying about money, because fourth house is about home, stability, things in the family, if money is something that you've really been worrying about, what I'm feeling for you this month is this is about you mustering up mustering up your confidence, mustering up the courage to ask for more and to demand more. This month too, astrologically, a lot of planets are getting out of retrograde. So I know Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury right now is in retrograde. By the 18th, they're going to be station direct, which means that while I feel like the past 6 months has been a lot of reviewing, reflecting, this month is like now that pull you're feeling, or that pull is being let go, and now you're able to move forward. So this month for y'all, it's about what do you want your home to look like? What type of family do you want? What does stability look like for you? How's your money supposed to look long term? That's your general message. So Now I want to pull oracle cards. And I'm first pulling from the Archetype cards by Caroline Myss or Myss. I always pronounce, I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I know that she's like a famous spiritual person. I don't know how to pronounce her name. So I'm sorry. But the cards will be put inside the description box. So if you like them, you can go down below. So I'm gonna pull cards of just who are you this month? Like, what energy are you embodying this month? I really like this deck because, you know, when I'm doing readings for people that are part of the third tier on Patreon, they get a monthly reading, a personalized monthly reading every month. Sometimes I'll pull for like what is the shadow work that you need to do, like what is, you know, the focus for you. And so I'm kind of going to go off that energy of just like who are you embodying this month and like what's, you know, any message that comes up there, anything you need to be aware of in terms of your energy. So you guys got the priest. And it says, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. And then the shadow attributes is violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. I'm not really feeling like the shadow attributes is really the message for you, but I think it's really saying for you to have faith. I think that going back to the tarot cards and how I was really feeling like you're lacking belief in yourself, I also feel like an extra layer to it is that this month it's like you're lacking belief in spirit. And so this month, really embody that energy of like, and I know because something that you may or may not know about me is that my dad is a pastor. And so I have a complicated relationship with the Abrahamic religions because my dad is a pastor, a Pentecostal pastor at that. And what I do know is that my dad is like OD about God. Like anything happens, he's like, oh, you know, with God's faith, you know, con Dios, like everything is with God. If it happens, it's because God allowed it. If it didn't, it just wasn't meant to be. And through that like ideology that he has, he like doesn't worry because he knows that no matter what, God has his back. And you know, whatever religion you're in, whatever your spirituality looks like, it doesn't have to be you having faith in God. It could be faith in your ancestors, faith in whatever deities you work with, whatever it is. But it's having more faith. It's understanding that, you know, even if it's you're an atheist, which I'm like, if you're an atheist and you watching this video, may not be an atheist. But with this card, I'm really feeling like it's about trusting. It's about knowing that you're only responsible for your actions and what you do. And if you did the best you could do, that's enough. You know, like what Spirit is showing me right now is like, you studied, I don't know why they're showing me this, but it's like somebody who studied really hard for the test, then they go take a test, and they got anxious, and they're just like, damn, fuck, I can't remember everything that I said. It's really just sitting there and, you know, being like, well, you know what, I studied, I did the best I could, so let's go do this test, and whatever happens, happens. And that's what I'm feeling for y'all this month, is embodying that energy of like faith, embodying that energy of like, you know what, if something doesn't work out, it wasn't my fault. And maybe it is your fault, you know, if you didn't do your best, you could have done better. That's fine too. Like, there's no shame in that. People are not perfect. But it's just trusting, like, okay, you know, at all times, even if I could have studied more, I would have studied more if this was actually meant for me. Or like, you know, even if I didn't ask for the promotion, like the courage would have really came through if I was meant to have it right now. Or, you know, if you have the courage and you don't get it, being like, okay, well, at least I had the courage, you know, at least I did it. And even though I got the no, like, it's fine. And my ear is ringing right now, so I know that that's a confirmation that this was the message you needed to hear. So really embody that this month, this priest energy of no matter what happens, I'm trusting that I'm exactly where I need to be. So, oops. Now I'm going to go into healing. I'm a healer. This is a healing channel. I do the healing things. And this is something that, like, people on my Patreon are always asking. So I figured this is important for a lot more people. So what is it that Pile 1 needs to focus on when it comes to their healing this month? And healing is it ain't never going to end. It is a thing that we're going to do for most of our life. Okay, so you guys got Quest, Bittersweet Trickery. And I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. And, these cards go alongside the chakras. And so two of them are relating to the throat. So speaking up, advocating for yourself. And then trickery relating to the heart. With Quest and Bittersweet and Trickery. For Quest, automatically when I saw that card, it was like, be open to a new path. Be open to new things. Don't say no to everything, or don't say no out of fear. And that's what I'm feeling with the Trickery card. I'm going to actually pull the book. It's right behind me. Because Trickery is one of those cards where it has an important message. So it says, during trying times, things may be easier if you ask for help. Don't be disappointed if assistance does not come from the place you expect. And I feel like that really coincides with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse of, I feel like there is going to be some blockages in relating to the help you may want, or, the promotion you're looking for. Like, it just may not happen the first time you ask. But Spirit is saying, don't give up on that. Like, don't let that be the thing to stop you. And the Trickery card, and that's what kind of I was feeling, was like, it's not so much that you're tricking yourself, or it's not so much that, like, the universe is tricking you, but it's more so that it's not the full truth, right? Just because someone says no to you, just because there's delays, doesn't automatically mean that it's a no, or that that's not what you're supposed to do. So allow yourself to continue being open this month. Really focus on that. Like the Quest, the Bittersweet is focusing on the throat. And I feel like, again, there is going to be some delays for y'all this month. But just sitting with the fact and, like, having gratitude for the fact that you stepped up, that you asked regardless. Still showing up as who you are. Is making me think of something that I said to someone a while ago where I was like, when I get into conflict with people, I try not to worry about the other person. Like, I'm not trying to take responsibility for your feelings or anything like that. Like, something that I really hold true to myself is that I don't like to go to sleep mad. So I can't go to sleep if I'm mad. So I'm going to do what I need to do to find peace in the situation, whether that's continuing to talk to you, writing out a letter, to process my emotions myself, whatever it is. But in my head, I'm like, I cannot go to sleep mad. And so once I figured out what I need to do, what's authentic to me, what makes me feel at peace, I'm at peace. And I'm saying this because I feel like that's what I feel for y'all in terms of your healing. It's getting to a place where you don't have responsibility nor control of the choices that other people make. And that the peace that you can find is knowing that you acted within your morals, within your values. And that's all. That's all you can do, and finding peace in that. And that's what I'm feeling with the Bittersweet. And the Bittersweet in particular, and with the Trickery, is like, just because somebody did something or whatever, it doesn't mean that it is an offense to you or that you've done something wrong. Find peace in what you've done and let that be it. and let yourself still have the faith. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it stop you from what it is that you want, what it is that you're aiming for. So that's your healing for this month. Be open to other opportunities coming. Be open to different ways of doing things. Don't let any disappointment that may come up this month stop you. Keep having that faith. And again, don't let any, what the trickery is like, you know, just because somebody says no to you doesn't mean that automatically, like, you know, it's over or there's no other chance. Just wait. There's delays for you this month. I'm going to drink some water. Okay, so for love, this is going to be a general message for singles and my couples. General message for pile 1. Even right now as I'm shuffling, I'm really just getting a message of like self-love, self-worth. This month is about you. Interesting. So you guys got endings and beginnings, and then fertility. So as a general love message, this doesn't mean that relationships are ending. This could literally mean just a chapter. So if you're in a relationship, and I'm hearing that some of y'all may have been fighting, or there have been a lot of conflict. If it was unhealthy, that gotta go. But I feel like conflict is normal and natural, so it is not something you always have to run away from. If it's healthy, if it's not toxic, if it's just disagreement, little bickering, little irritations here and there, I feel like that chapter or that's finally getting resolved this month. You're going to see that things are going to calm down, and that y'all are going to see more eye to eye. For those who are in unhealthy relationships, it's definitely cut that shit off. And then for those that are single, I don't know, like, what I'm picking up on, what Spirit is showing me is like Mercury retrograde may have made you reflect on old relationships, on cycles that you may have been a part of. And I feel like now it's like you're finally getting ready to step forward. Yeah, like you're finally, like they're showing me this like circle and then somebody like going out of it. So I'm seeing that definitely for you all, it's you guys are gonna you've been reflecting on the cycle, and this month you're finally getting out of it. You're putting a stop to it, and you're going to this new chapter. This new chapter is fertile, and fertility, you know, I feel like maybe somebody's gonna get pregnant. I hate saying this, I hate this, but I feel it. I feel like maybe somebody's gonna get pregnant that's been trying to get pregnant. Venus is in Scorpio, so, but definitely like for people that are ending cycles, for people that are moving forward from something, the fertility is just making me think of new things growing, of, you know, seeds that have been planted are finally sprouting out. So maybe you've been setting intentions or trying to manifest like a partner, or just just a healthier relationship maybe, or like more communication, whatever it is that you've been trying to like bring into this sector of love in your life. I definitely see it finally blossoming, but I see it happening at the end of the month. So I feel like the beginning of the month, when it comes to love, it is this reflection, this figuring out like what is it that you no longer can tolerate, setting those boundaries, being like, I don't want this isn't healthy for me, or being like, you know, let's communicate this, let's put an end to this, I do not like this, I do not appreciate this. That's what I'm seeing. And then the second half of the month is like a new beginning, new things sprouting, because it's endings and beginnings. So the beginning part is like the ending, and then the last 2 weeks is like the beginning, a new chapter between you and your partner. Or for those who are single, finally seeing, I'm seeing like a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's like finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but also finally seeing that like all this hard work you've been doing in regards to your healing, like, I don't know. I see some of y'all meeting somebody at the end of the month, beginning of November. Finally meeting somebody that's like, yo, you check off everything on my list and you're fine. Like, that's what I'm seeing. So that's what I got for y'all in terms of love. And then I just want to pull one last card as like your final wrap up general message. You guys got loosen your grip. And I definitely feel that with the quest. And it's like, you know, with the general message and the emperor of like, it's time to figure out the stability that you want. It's time to, you know, like put in the work and figure out what it is that you want long term. An emperor for me really gives me Saturn vibe, but I need to verify that. To me, like when I think about it, I'm like Daddy Saturn, the emperor. Structures. Like what spirit is showing me is like, yes, get your shit together, get it together, ground yourself, come back to yourself. Don't stress too much about it. There's only so much that you can control, but I need you to just have faith in yourself and to know that everything you're doing is enough. Like, they don't want you to leave this month feeling like, damn, I put in mad work and like nothing came to fruition. Or like, damn, Ash, I went and asked for that raise and I didn't get it. It's not about the outcome. It's about the lesson and the healing that comes from you finally asking. It's the lesson and the healing that comes from you finally believing that you're worthy of it. Like, that's the important part, regardless of if you get it or not. So that's your message for this month. I'm going to show you the card one more time. And I'm also going to show you the love cards. And then the healing cards, because I don't think I showed them. The Chakra Wisdom deck. And then Trickery. I hope y'all don't hear that music. My downstairs neighbor, I swear to you, times it every time. Every time I'm in my room recording or even just meditating, doing spiritual work, all of a sudden he's blasting music downstairs. The devil. Anyways, have a good day. Have a beautiful October. Things are going to feel a little rocky, and I'm going to talk about that in the beginning. So if you watched the beginning, you probably already heard me say it. Things are just not going to feel comfortable. A lot of tension. But just keep on holding to the faith. Do what you got to do. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and this month will pass. So have a good October, and I will see you for our next video or pick a card. Bye. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You picked this Selenite one. This is A, so if you're interested in purchasing, A is still available as of right now on my shop. It's only $5. Selenite is really good for cleansing. I feel like I already said this when I was doing the piles, but I'm just repeating it. I am doing this backwards today. Normally, I do the beginning of the video, I do the piles, like looking at the piles, and then I do the reading. But today I decided to do the readings first because normally Spirit just plays tricks on me all the time where in the beginning of my intro, I'm like, I'm going to pull cards for this and that. And then all of a sudden in the reading, it's something completely different. So, yeah, but so far it's consistent. Spirit is not playing games. So, let's go into the first thing. So, before I shuffled cards, I just channeled and like sat and saw what was coming up, and the song that kept playing in my head and is playing now is Scrubs. You know, Scrubs by TLC. I don't want no Scrubs. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. And I feel like this month is about you not settling. And then I've been using this dice, which are wooden dice that I found, to kind of like give me insight on what house. Because, you know, I'm getting into astrology right now. I've been gotten into astrology, but now I'm getting into it like officially learning. And so this is going to help me memorize the houses. So the 11th house has to do with your debut in society. Highlights community, social media, your dreams, your hopes, your allies, your friendships. But I pulled tarot cards already, and you guys got the Star card in reverse, the Six of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So some of y'all may have the potential this month to like get social media famous, like have a video go viral or something. I am praying that for you if that is what you want. But this is also about like you not being afraid to show out. You're not being afraid to show yourself. You're not being afraid to shine. Some of y'all are scared of that. And with the Six of Pentacles, ask for help. Like, if you're scared, tell somebody that you love and trust to go on video with you. Or if you're home recording or whatever, like, have somebody sit in the room with you so that you feel more confident. I used to do that. I used to have Jay sit in the room with me so that I feel more comfortable. Because I wanted to talk like I'm talking to a friend. And, like, for whatever reason in the beginning, if y'all remember, you could clown me. I sounded like a robot. So, and it was because I was so nervous. But like, look, it took me, you know, about a year and a half, but we're here now. And I'm recording myself doing the reading with my face, which I never thought I would get to, but here we are. So ask for help. Take your time, but luck is on your side. And maybe it's not even recording yourself. Maybe it's literally making like those Instacart, those Instagram, those Instagram posts with like information, make it look mad nice, you know? But whatever information it is you want to share, whatever it is that you want to do, follow it through this month. Trust in yourself this month. The Star card is about trusting. It's about hope. It's about believing in yourself. Believe in yourself. This is the second pile one. If you saw pile one, you felt pulled towards pile one. Like, it was kind of similar message of like believing in yourself, like really believe in yourself, and that will be the driving force to everything else. And I know sounds super woo woo, super love and light, bypassing shit, but like I'm dead ass. Like, the minute you start to believe in yourself is the minute that not only are you energetically showing up differently, but you're just being yourself. Like I said, when I first started doing videos, I sounded like a damn robot. And now I feel more confident. Now I feel more comfortable. And so just believe in yourself this month. You have the Wheel of Fortune. That's like luck. That's fortune. That's things going the way that you as planned. Yeah, so this month, trust in yourself. Show your face on social media if that's what you're into. If it's about a job, don't be afraid to ask for a promotion. Don't literally a similar message as pile one. Don't be afraid to show up. Don't be afraid to believe in yourself. I'm gonna drink some water. But trust yourself this month. So I'm gonna pull now a oracle card. This is the Archetype deck. Yeah, the Archetype cards. I'm gonna link it in the description box below. So if you like the card, you can go look at it. I always pull for this deck, especially for my Patreon members who receive a personalized reading every month. I use this deck to like focus on, you know, your shadow self. What is it that you're meant to embody? Things like that. And I'm pulling a card for you now to see who is it that you're meant to embody, or who are you going to embody. This is very focused on you. Y'all got the Rebel. Say what you need to say. That's the first thing I don't know why this keeps going down. But that's the first thing I heard when I saw the card was like, say what you need to say. Don't be afraid to stand. And that goes hand in hand with the star card because the star is associated with Aquarius and the rebel is Aquarius. And I feel like don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be different. So the card says, and I'm going to focus on the light attributes. It says, challenges authority to affect social change. Reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And I don't know if y'all are spiritual, this pile, but I definitely feel like for this pile, it's y'all challenging the bullshit that is the spiritual community. Like, don't be afraid to call people out on their shit. Let me show you the cards. But do not be afraid to call people out on their shit. Like, I really feel like y'all are scared. And that's why the star is in reverse. And that's why you have the Six of Pentacles. It's go ask for help. Like, don't feel like you have to do this alone. Don't feel like no one else believes in what you're believing. Don't feel like no one else doesn't agree with you, like that you're in this thinking alone. And I know that's easier said than done because I struggle with that. Like, there's moments where I just want to be hella neutral and like not say anything and just like, really be grounded in like what I believe in and hope that that's enough. But what I'm feeling for y'all is like, no, damn. And I feel like this is the pile for me. Every time I do pick a cards, like I do them, and then one of the piles, I set the intention that one of them is going to be for me too. And I feel like this is definitely the pile for me. But yeah, like, don't be afraid to say, to take a stand. Don't be afraid to say what you need to say. I know it's hard because the internet is such a hard place to be on. Like, honestly, it's such a hard place to be, but we need you. We need your voice. We need to hear you. Do your research, even if that makes you feel more, you know, more confident. And by do your research, I mean like whatever it is you have to say, look up both sides so that you are also making an informed opinion. We already know that Google is going to feed to us what the algorithm says that we are. So like if you're far left, it's going to feed you far left information. If you're far right, it's going to feed you far right information. So look at both. Whatever it is, I don't even know what you want to say, but right now everything is so like polarized and hard. But do your research. I trust you. Like, I even feel like Spirit is saying, like, come on, you don't talk out of your ass. So trust yourself. You are somebody who is looking at both sides, who is questioning things. Embody that rebel. That rebel that's rebelling, not because they just want to rebel, but because, like, you deadass have something important to say. And I feel like that's the theme for this month, which I know I'm going to talk about in the beginning. But I do feel like this month with Jupiter and Saturn going direct, this is about like, you about it or what? Like, we getting to it now. We're not thinking no more. We did all the thinking. We did all the feeling. Now it's putting those things into action. So say what you have to say. And good luck and fortune will come from it. So now I'm pulling from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, which I'm also going to link down below. And I use this deck really to focus on healing. So, already I'm a healer. Is what I do, is what I care about. And again, I pull for my Patreon members every month to have them, they're dedicated to their healing. And healing is a lifelong journey. It is not something that you do for a year and then all of a sudden everything's okay. It's a commitment to be a better person, to be a better you, and to not spill your pain on everybody. So, y'all got abundance. Are you kidding me? Y'all feel guilty for it? Okay, let's talk. this is a hard thing to digest. It's hard for me to even digest sometimes, which again, this is my pile, so we in this together. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are going through a lot of shit right now. And I said this to my Patreon members when I did the class on the tarot cards. And I think it was the Sun card. And the message was the goodness that you are experiencing, the joy, the positivity, everything, the abundance is coming to you. It is not like what that is a reflection of the goodness that does exist in the world and that can be available to all of us. And with you gaining abundance, with you being positive, it is helping those around you that may not be there or who may not feel that experience it, even if it's just through you, right? And I don't want to say, like, I'm very spiritual and I'm also very realistic. In my heart, in my soul, I do very much believe that there is an ability for us to live in a world where all of us get all our needs met. I know that. The resources are here. Mother Nature has all the resources in the world to create that world for all of us, every single person here. It is humans who interfere with that. It is humans who get interfere with that. It is trauma, it is pain, it is systemic oppression, it is all those things that stop that from being a reality. And all we can do is do our part to not only ensure that we have a chance at that, but that everyone does. And you have to find peace in that. A little bit of the pile one too. Of, I think I really struggle with this. We want to save people. We want to help people. We want to save the world. And while one person can create great change, you have to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable, honest, and accept the capacity that you do have and know that you still get to experience joy and you still get to live. I don't even know what I said right now. So I hope it makes sense. I have to rewatch this pile and see, like, did I even make sense? But the joy that you're experiencing, the abundance that's going to come to you this month is not a negative reflection of you or a negative reflection of, like, you don't deserve it. It is a positive reflection of the things that is available in the world and the things that I know you're willing and ready to fight for everyone, because you've done it for yourself by shining, by asking for assistance, by shining and showing yourself and having that faith and hope. So, and you have the Rebel card. This is about rejecting things that do not serve the collective. So don't feel that guilt. Use whatever abundance, and it's like someone specific ancestors are coming through and they're like, we know you're not that person. You know you're not that person. You're not the person that's, gonna win the lottery and not fucking go back to your neighborhood and help your family or whoever. You're just not that person. And so trust that. Trust that whatever goodness you receive is for you because you deserve it. The same way everyone else does. And someone else who doesn't have what it is that you have, it's not a reflection as like you're a bad person. This is just a bad world that has bad systems, and we're all collectively working to making it better. I hope that makes sense. Like, while it's all our responsibility to take care of each other and to show up and do our part, you're doing it, and if you want to do more, you can. But you still get to enjoy things. You still get to, like, what Spirit is showing me is like a farm, and you have they're showing me like orange trees. I don't know why, but we're gonna go with this. They're showing me orange trees, and it's like, okay, you have all these oranges that you're gonna give out to the community, but you get to eat some of the oranges. You get to enjoy the oranges, the hard work you put into growing these oranges, because I think it takes 5 years for oranges to even come when you're growing oranges. So while your guilt is coming from a very valid place, they want you to still be proud of yourself and enjoy yourself and trust that you're doing enough. So the cards that I got for that message was abundance, isolation, and guilt. You don't need to isolate it's two things. Because on the one hand, I am feeling like some of y'all are going to isolate, and it's to get away from some toxicity from people around you. But on the other hand, I feel like some of y'all are self-isolating out of the guilt of like, damn, like, I have people around me that are like really going through it. And I wish I could do more. And I'm sad that even though they're going through it, like that I'm okay. And it's like both of that can exist at the same time. You know, like you can be grateful for whatever abundance comes to you this month and be sad and try to do your best to help those around you. I don't necessarily feel like it has to do with money. I feel like it has to do with healing. Like, I feel like it has to do with, like, you're at a really good place mentally and spiritually, and there are people around you, although they may not be toxic, they're just not at a good place, you know, mentally. Like, they're still really struggling. And that's so hard to witness. And I know that firsthand. That is so hard to witness. Because no matter how much advice you want to give them, no matter how much you're trying to save them, like, they're still on their journey. They're still on their path. And the same way that you had to find what worked for you, they get the chance to do it too. And while that journey is hard, it's rewarding when you figure it out, you know, when you do it yourself. And so just be there. But you don't have to carry it. And you don't have to feel guilty. Okay. So now love. And this is going to be a general message on love. For some of y'all, it's your partner. Like, the person that you may be feeling like, damn, you know, I'm in a better place and, like, my partner's not doing so well. For some of y'all, it's your partner. 100%, because you got judgment and stability. I know, real sexual. And the judgment card, immediately when I saw it, it just felt like maybe I was being too nice with the oracle cards. But it just feels like you're in a good place, and sometimes your ego has a tendency to judge other people for not being where you're at. And I feel that with love. And even Spirit is, this is why I said that, you saw that. This is why I said that I'm going to do the readings today first. Because even though this is about love, I feel like it's with your relationships in general. I feel like you are getting to a more stable place, like where you wanted to be. You've been working for mad long. And Spirit is like, calm down with that judgment. Because I think that everything that we do, when we do it internal, we're doing something it's like everything that we do to ourselves internally, right? So you're judging yourself. You're judging yourself, feeling like you're not worthy, or you don't deserve the goodness that's coming. And so you're feeling guilty for it. And at the same time, you're judging the capacity that those around you have to get to where you are. And I'm saying it like that because even as I'm saying it, Spirit is like, who said that everybody got to be where you're at? That's not everybody's goal. And you have to trust that. And you have to respect that. Because other people will find contentment wherever they're at. And that's perfectly fine. And that's where the judgment's coming in. Is I do feel like you have an idea of what happiness looks like for you. And it looks very different to what happiness looks like for other people. And you have to be okay with the fact that not everybody's going to want to be there. I said this is a pile for me too, so I'm being dragged right with you. Stability looks very different for everybody. And wow, stability for me looks like, me having a job where I can do it remotely. Stability for other people can look like them being outside and working and being able to do overtime, being able to be around people. Stability could look like working for a corporation. Whereas for me, I'm like, I can't work under nobody else anymore. Trust other people's decisions and what they make for their life. They're doing the best they can with the information that they have and the information that they believe is right for them. And who are you to tell them what's right or wrong for their life? It's their life. They have to live with those consequences, not you. And if that has to do with a partner, I feel like this is going to be a month where y'all have to have some real deep conversations, right? And recognizing what is it that I value, what is it that my partner values, and how are those values different, and what does that mean for our relationship together? You decide what that looks like. Does it look like maybe your partner does have the same values, but they just don't believe in themselves, like you? Maybe your partner has to go through some healing, has to go through some awakening of their own, But be gentle with yourself and everybody. I feel a lot of roughness here. I'm saying this because I'm rough with myself too. But this month is about trusting yourself and trusting other people. Trusting your voice, trusting your opinions. Not being afraid to go after what it is that you want. Not being afraid for success to find you. And letting go of that guilt. You don't need to isolate yourself. You can hold space for the pain of other people as well as the joy that you're experiencing. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So I'm going to pull one last card for you. And this is just your final message. Both you and Power 1 got something to do with like loosen up, lighten up. This month feels a little heavy for y'all. And I mean that in like my allergies. I mean that in a lot of healing. I'm here with y'all. A lot of healing, a lot of lessons. Add joy, add gratitude. And I mean gratitude as in like being able to be proud of yourself, being able to be happy that something came to you, being able that whatever goal and dream that's going to come through this month, being able to enjoy and celebrate that this month. Through the hardness that is healing. Because a part of this is about shadow work too, What part of you is constantly judging yourself, and how does that part of you also judge other people? How do you isolate yourself? Isolation is also feeling like self-sabotage a little bit too. So look into that this month. But within this heavy-ass message, add some joy in your life this month, okay? Taking notes for me too. So have a beautiful October. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if it resonates. Give me a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Share with your family. And again, have a beautiful October, and I will see you for the next pick a card or video that I make. Bye. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your pick a card reading. Y'all picked this black Tourmaline, which is also available at the shop. This is F, so if you feel really pulled towards it, it's only $3. So this is a really great stone to work with for protection, for clearing out negative energy. I really use it to help with negative self-talk, So the other thing that is a part of the shop, I don't know if I say it in the beginning because I'm doing this backwards. I'm doing the readings first before I do my intro. Um, I also have black tourmaline studded earrings that I made from homemade from my hands. Is that the right thing to say? But I made it myself. And it is sterling silver. I'm allergic to fake metals, so if you're allergic, I got you. And they really helped me with my negative self talk. Like, the reason why I put them as studs is to help me with sleeping and to help me day to day with like any negative thinking that I have. And thus far, it has really helped me. They're super strong. I literally have not taken them off since I put them on like a month and a half ago. You know, I'm clean, okay? But if you're interested in working with black tourmaline, that's what's on my shop. But you can also, go on Etsy, get a necklace, whatever. It is one of my favorite stones to work with because I really struggle with negative self-talk and I really struggle with anxiety. So let's jump right into your reading. The song that's actually playing that keeps going is a Mark Anthony song, but I can't place it. And I'm really bad with Spanish, so I also can't like type out the lyrics. But it's originally a Mark Anthony song. And then I was like, okay, ancestors, English please. And then the song they gave me was I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. And the lyrics that were playing was I won't give up on us even if the sky gets rough. And I wrote down, I don't know, this is specific to somebody. But I feel like this month, it doesn't feel like it's just this month. I feel like it's been for maybe the past week. There may have been relationship issues triggered by money issues. And Spirit was saying that, like, once the money gets right, you guys will be better. So it's a very specific message. But the other thing I felt too was like, I think that it's a trigger that you don't even know you have. And so being aware of that. If you know that you get triggered by money is a huge stressor in your life, and that's what like makes you irritable, makes you have arguments. Just be aware of that, acknowledge that, apologize, and like hold space for you to process that. Because I don't know if it's you or if it's your partner, but there is like just arguments are being triggered for money. So it's a very specific person. If that's for you, reflect on it, process it, communicate with your partner about it. Which is funny because I rolled dice. So the new thing that I'm doing with pick a cards is that I'm rolling dice to see what astrological house may be coming up for you. So y'all got 7. And so this is the 7th house. The 7th house is all about relationships. It's also about business and marriage and your enemies. But I really feel like for y'all, like this month is about relationships. Definitely. And maybe your business, money-wise, things are going to be a little slow. But I see it in the beginning. Like, Spirit is just showing me, like, the first half is going to be tough. And then the second half is going to be less tough. It's going to lessen up a little bit. So I did already pull your tarot cards. So I'm going to talk about that. You got the Chariot. You got the Page of Cups in reverse. And then you got the Four of Cups in reverse. And I feel like I'm going to pronounce it wrong. But my ancestors were like malagradecida, which is like ungrateful in Spanish. The message that I heard was like, okay, I know we all trying to manifest specific things. We want things to look a specific way, but I feel like y'all turned away an offer that you weren't supposed to. Like, y'all turned away an offer that would have actually helped lessen some of the stress you're going through right now. And you turned it away because you were stubborn and you didn't see that that was a divinely, pushed opportunity for you. And so the offer is going to come back. And I definitely feel that with the Page of Cups. Well, I feel that with the Four of Cups. Page of Cups, kind of. But that I feel like it's going to come back. And when it comes back, you need to go run with it. You need to go take it. And this month, I'm also saying to take it slow when it comes to your decision making. So I don't know if you're applying to new jobs. I don't know what's going on, but I definitely feel like for a large group of you that is watching this video, that y'all are needing to make a big decision. And Spirit is like, do not rush it, especially if an opportunity comes in the first 2 weeks of October. Take your time making that decision. But definitely, y'all said no to an opportunity that was actually divinely guided. And it's okay because you could take it back. So that's what I have for y'all as your general message. Now I'm going to pull a card to see, like, who are you? So for this card, I'm pulling from the Oracle, not the Oracle, the Archetypes deck, the Archetype cards. And I use this card, especially with my Patreon members, pulling to see like who it is that they're embodying this month. So for the third tier on Patreon, Patreon members get a personalized reading, and they get to decide what they want me to pull for, and they get the reading delivered as a voice recorded reading. And so I'm kind of gonna do the same thing for y'all, where I'm just gonna pull one card and see who it is that you're embodying, or what information you need to know about your energy. Archetype cards are really good for that. So if you ever were thinking like, I need a deck that's super easy for me to figure out, and just to see the energy of who I am, look at the Archetype deck. So y'all got Poet, and it says expresses soul insights in symbolic language. And then the shadow is turns a lyrical gift to negative and destructive effects. And what I definitely feel for y'all is that y'all are sensitive. You know, like even with my ancestors being like Madre Gradecia, I hope I said that right. It was like, my ancestors are rough sometimes. Whoever was passing on that message to them, I did feel in the background of just like, it's because you're sensitive. Like, it's because you're sensitive about your shit. Like, you do want things to look a certain way, and when they don't look a certain way, it kind of hurts your feelings. And I think that this month, yes, feelings may be a little bit hurt. Again, I wrote down that triggered by money issues. So I feel like you will be like having just strong emotions. Really take care of yourself this month, for sure. Really take care of yourself, and just being aware of your nervous system. You know, if you get really anxious, if you get really angry, just being aware of it. Some things that I'm seeing is somebody walking. So if you feel really anxious this month, go take a walk, go outside, get some fresh air, open the windows. Outside is going to be really important for you. But definitely y'all are sensitive this month. It's okay. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm la llorona. Like, I'm crying all the time about everything. Everything hurts my feelings. It's fine. Just take it slow. Take it slow. For sure. That message is coming through strong. Like, take it slow. Don't rush things. Yeah. So, and I felt this already. So the cards that y'all got was Dissipating, Completion, and Victim. Dissipating is about wanting something without action in the background. Let me pull out the book, actually, because I'm going to read it, because it has a specific way of saying it. So it says, a lack of planning does not indicate misfortune. Taking action. Being aware. Beware of being imprisoned by the story you tell. Do you intend to do what you say? And that's two parts for me. So I even forgot what came out. This is what happens to me all the time. Like, when I'm channeling and I don't remember what I said. So I don't know what I said first when I first saw the card. But it's putting actions behind what you said you're going to do. Putting actions behind what it is that you want. The other thing that is really standing out to me looking at this is beware of being imprisoned by the story you tell. And that's really standing out to me because you also got the victim card. And the victim card talks about, it's really about recognizing the ways that you give your power away in situations, and also even with how you tell a story about who you are. So I don't know if it's a societal thing or what, but I know for me, I'm going to talk for me. I know that sometimes, I don't know if it's my Scorpio moon or what, I can get into a headspace where, like, for example, if someone hurts my feelings, it's not just someone hurts my feelings. It's like I've been betrayed by the universe, and nothing is ever going to be the same, and like the world is now a terrible place. It's all gray. It's all horrible. It's raining. I'm not getting out of bed for the next 2 weeks because I just feel so bad by it. Um and in that moment when I'm thinking like that, I'm giving my power away to the situation, right? Because I'm saying that now this situation has control of my day, has control of my actions, has control of everything. I can no longer feel good because of this thing. Instead, the more empowering way to see the situation is to be like, okay, this happened. Like, you know, I've been betrayed, right? This happened, this bad thing happened. I'm going to sit and feel my feelings about it, but I'm going to take the lesson for it so that I can move forward and this won't happen to me again. And if it happens to me again, it wasn't my fault. Like, I didn't do nothing to deserve that. And I feel like y'all are ending that type of mindset. At least that's what October is asking you to do. We all have free will. I feel like for some of y'all, you may not completely finish this lesson. But definitely this month is asking you to face that part of you. To face that part of you, to recognize the ways that you're giving your power away to situations and even to people, and to reclaim that power so that you can still move on in life and you can still do the things you want to do. Coming back to the tarot cards of the, being malagradecida, like somebody, you already were given the opportunity to do something, but because you're so stubborn and so like clear about how you want it, that you missed out on what divine spirit was trying to give to you to get you to even what it is that you want, or to get you to where it is that you want to go. So it's like, don't beat yourself up about that. And also, don't judge whatever's coming to you. Like, I don't know if maybe one of y'all have been manifesting more money or something, and like the way that you're gonna get more money is like doing a job that maybe you never saw yourself doing, but it's higher pay. But you're holding on to what it is that you feel like you need to have. And so I even feel like somebody's spirit guides are like, so what is it that you want? Like, what is it that you truly want? We keep bringing you things and you keep saying no. You're being given the opportunity to end that cycle this month. So, let's go to love. Oh, let me show you the cards. I don't think I showed it to you. I'm even hearing in my head right now with the victim card, I'm a survivor. But it's thinking about how like you are, like you've survived it. Changing your perspective a little bit. And it's free will. Like, I think there's levels to a lot of things, and I think that no matter how you see it, you're meant to see it the way you're going to see it, because that's how you were meant to see it. You know what I mean? So if that message doesn't resonate with you, don't try to force yourself to see yourself in a way you're not ready for, that just doesn't resonate right now, and it's totally fine. You're not less than because you do any of that. It's just recognizing how it negatively affects you. Okay, so let's go into love. This is a general love reading. And I already said that those who are in a relationship, I do feel like someone's being triggered by money and it's causing a lot of arguments. So, you got pleasure and self-love. I'm going to show you the cards. One of the cards is a little risque. And then I'll link these cards below if you're interested in them. But you have pleasure and self-love. And I feel like it is very clear. I think for my singles and my couples, y'all need to be fucking. Or you need to be like enjoying your body and enjoying yourself. And I'm saying this, I know that's very blunt, but I'm saying this because of the self-love piece. I think that, like, first I'm going to talk about the singles, because I feel like for the singles, y'all are depending on your pleasure to come from outside of you. It's valid. It's totally valid. Like, I'm not judging you at all, and everybody goes through that. And right now, for the month of October, it's about, it's not, what's the right word? It's about knowing that you can do it yourself, and you don't need to seek out nobody else, and being okay with that, and that being enough for you. Um, yeah, I definitely feel like for this pile, there are some singles here that have just been looking for love for so long, and it's almost like you just have been a little bit, somebody has been giving up. And Spirit is saying, like, we're still, I wouldn't even say Spirit. Now it's like my ancestors translating, but they're saying, we've been sazonando. Like, they've been seasoning your partner up, the persons or person that you want to be with, or that you feel like you will have a healthy connection with. Like, they're still being marinated. They're still being, yeah, marinated. And so right now, for this month in particular, allow yourself to enjoy you. Allow yourself to, like, be infatuated by you. And I know, whoever this is, I send a lot of love to you, because I know that it's like you're tired, and I get it. But have fun this month with yourself. Explore yourself. Try new things. For those that are in a relationship, like I said, I definitely feel like there's somebody that's been having arguments, because it's like y'all aren't arguing about money, but the money situation is causing the arguments. Like, somebody, I just feel like somebody may have just really struggled when they were younger. Maybe saw their parents struggle when they were younger, and so they always didn't want to be in that situation. And something about the money situation y'all are in right now is triggering those feelings back up. And I need y'all to ground yourself, enjoy yourself, enjoy each other. The self-love for the couples is not so much like, like self-love. Is more so like self-worth. To get into a conversation between the both of you where you know your value is beyond the money you bring into the relationship. I just feel like it's definitely a masculine, like, very active type of person. Like, the person that, like, wants to go get it. Like, it's the person in a relationship that's, like, somehow believes that they have to be the breadwinner, and because they're not providing, they're feeling some type of way. That could be anybody, the masculine, the feminine, the person, whatever. But it's with the visualization they're giving me. So I feel like that's the conversation y'all need to have, is maybe you, or asking them, whoever's the one that's being triggered in the situation, but is asking them, or you telling them, that there's so much more than the money they bring to you, or they bring to the household, they bring to the family. That there's so much more. There's so much more than that. I think that's gonna lessen the arguments, the tension, even if things don't get better. Again, I feel this collectively for everyone. The first 2 weeks, especially the Mercury retrograde, but also Saturn, Jupiter, like, up until the 18th, I feel like things are going to be really slow. And then once the 18th comes, then things are going to come quicker. Things are going to speed up more. Things that may have been blocked is going to come through more. So don't be surprised if the first 2 weeks there is a lot more stress, but I feel like y'all need to talk. And even if you're the single who's, like, is being triggered by money issues and maybe, like, irritated and stuff, process that with yourself and acknowledge that. Because the first thing about you being able to, like, I don't like saying controlling your triggers. You can't control your triggers. The triggers are going to come. But is recognizing, like, okay, I'm not irritable because of, like, this person. I'm irritable because I wish I could do more, or because the situation's happening. Once you're able to, like, just know that that's what's happening, you're able to, like, just be better. And I feel like that's what's happening, is, like, somebody, whether it's a single or the person in a relationship, I just feel like somebody is like, is this where I'm even supposed to be in life? Is this who I'm even supposed to be with? And it's like, the only reason why you're feeling that way is because of the issues with money. It's not because of the person. And of course, like I say all the time, if you're in an unhealthy relationship, if it's toxic, get out. This is not the time for you to use this reading to validate you staying in a relationship that is harming you, okay? Regardless if they're being triggered by money situation or whatever. This is about someone who is just irritable, but they're not harming you. All right? So, that's not the end. I have one more card to pull for y'all. And this is just your final message. Set strong boundaries. And yeah, I feel that with the relationships. Even, for some of y'all, it's even family. Like, I don't know if you live with family, still live with your parents or whatever, and they're just like irritated or just doing the most because money situations. Set strong boundaries. And the strong boundaries can look like for y'all being like, you're not going to talk to me this way. Or I'm not your punching bag. Like, you're not about to take out your anger out on me because you're not bringing money in the house. You know, stuff like that. Like, acknowledging what's happening and then stating a very clear action that needs to happen. You know what I mean? Like, being like, this is what's going on and this is what I need to happen. Do that this month for sure. Yeah. And I said this in pile 2, but I'm also feeling this for y'all in pile 3. Relationships does not have to be a romantic partner. It could also be, like I just said, family, who you're living with, friendships, whatever. But this month, definitely setting strong boundaries, letting them know what's up, and processing out what's going on. So, have a good October. It is a heavy month for us all. But I hope that this gave you some clarity, gave you some like clear things for you to do, to look out for, and things for you to think about. So if it resonates, please comment below. If you liked the video, that would be great. Thank you for watching this, and I look forward to seeing you in our next pick a card or in our next video. Bye.